I did say that I was going to bring Skaven to the next Warhammer World event. It's not going to be your kind of classic double Rat Ogre, Packmaster, Scabic Skaven. I'm not interested in doing that at all, so I'm not going to do that. I actually have a couple of builds. One of them is no Rat Ogres whatsoever. And I think Skaven can do that build, especially with their battle trait and some very select fighters. The idea is to use Spikeclaw Swarm. So Spikeclaw Swarm, for people who don't know, you've got Spikeclaw who isn't all that powerful by himself. Actually, he's kind of pants. But what he does get is he gets a Resurrect, like a proper Resurrect, like a Soulblight Gravelord Resurrect on his fighters. And he can bring, I think it's 3 fighters with him. So it's the Hungering Skaven, the Festering Skaven, and the Lurking. There's like one for each major plan. And he gets to resurrect those guys. So you combine that resurrect with the Skaven battle trait resurrect. And suddenly you have a very sticky warband that'll kind of, like, I don't want to say not die, but yeah, not die. It's 11 fighters is what it ends up as, which makes it a lot bigger than most warbands that people are putting out. Like the average size of warband nowadays is like 7-8 fighters. So if you're sitting on 11, you can really get that activation advantage that you need. And yeah, I think it'll do really, really well. So there's like that, and then I've got a second build which does use a Rat Ogre, but it's not using the Fighty Rat Ogre. It's using Gun Ogre. Again, with Spikeclaw Swarm, we're not bringing Scabic at all. And the whole point of the Gun Ogre is to use him like a Slan Starmaster. So you go chaff hunting. One of the biggest mistakes that people make when they are playing their games, and they have these big shooty pieces, like a Starmaster, like Quiet Park, or all these kind of bits, is that they aim at the wrong things. They think, okay, I've got this big old super shooty thing, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it to take out my opponent's big shooty thing. You shouldn't be doing that. What you should be doing is you should be saying, I'm going to use my big shooty things. Yeah, it's just about everything going all the way over. Come on, like I play large lists. It's my preferred playstyle. My list will always be larger. Besides, there's only 10 guys. It's not going to be so big. Anyway, what was I talking about? The big shooty things, right? Yeah. So the big mistake that people make is they use their big shooty things to shoot at other big things. And then they complain when it doesn't die, and that their big shooty thing doesn't get as much value as it could. So a Slan, for example, you boost a Slan with strength, goes up to strength 5. It's like it's a 3-5 3-6 damage profile. It shoots at things, they die. You should not be shooting at your opponent's big things with a Slan. I know that's what you want to do, but you shouldn't. What should you be doing? You should be shooting at your opponent's chaff. Always their chaff. Because a Slan, with its double to be able to shoot again if it kills a fighter, will reliably be able to kill 2 to 3, 8 to 10 wound chaff every single turn. And when you're killing 3 guys a turn, you win the game. Because your opponent cannot keep up activation advantage to be able to beat you. And that's how Swarm warbands work, is they work by having activation advantage and keeping it. Because if you have that advantage, you basically get to dictate the pace of a game. You get to see what your opponent is going to do and then do what you're going to do. Is how the Tarantulas Brood won. And so for me, when I'm playing my games, getting that activation advantage and keeping it is basically my number one priority. And that's why you use these big super shooty fighters. Because if you can kill your opponent's chaff, your opponent could have like 2 Gutlords left on the table. If all their Noblars are dead, they only get 2 activations before you get to activate your entire warband. Like, you win the game at that point. That's basically it. So yeah, that's why I would be looking to bring the shooty Rat Ogre, because it gets to use its double to get a free shot, so it can go, okay, turn 1. The shooty Rat Ogre, for anyone who doesn't know, is 2 shots at strength 5, doing 3-6 damage. Yeah, it's only 2 shots. Most things it will wound on a3, which is really good news. So we can go turn 1, shoot, kill 1, maybe 2 chaff a turn. But if you're running a 10-man warband and you're knocking out 1 or 2 fighters a turn, and your guys are coming back to life, you basically win the game like that, right? Your opponent will never be able to catch up with that kind of activation advantage, and that's how I play, and that's my biggest biggest tip is this for